Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work, hard work. Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work, hard work. Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work.
Fall in.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on? It's your boy Trey. You know what it is. First Formation Morning Sports Talk coming at you. So interesting situations, of course, that's going on yesterday. But greatly glad to be here. What's good with y'all? What's happening? I hope your morning is going good. Just finished another weekend. That much closer to the end of the year, where we're about to run it back and start it all over again with the 2024 coming live and at you. So, of course, as I say, what's good, what's happening? I hope y'all's enjoying as you get closer to the end of the year. It's the holidays. Happy holidays to all those out there. So, of course, we're going to get into it. So, it was a couple of things that happened. Like I said, you have a whole, excuse me, still recovering from a little bit of a cold. You have a whole bevy of things that popped off, but for the most part, this past weekend, NBA action, of course, last night, NFL action went down. Of course, the same old as we get closer and closer. We know the beginning of the bowl season starting, I think, popped off yesterday. So plenty to talk about, I guess you could say, to take a look at for the most part. Excuse me. Starting with the bowl season, actually, that started on Saturday. The Myrtle Beach Bowl, of course, had Ohio and Georgia Southern participating. Ohio was able to win that bowl 41-21. The Cricket Celebration Bowl put Florida A&M and Howard University against one another. What you should have thought should have been a blowout. It wasn't. Florida A&M was able to squeak past Howard by the score of 30-26. The RNL Carriers New Orleans Bowl basically ended with a OT victory for Jackson State, still moving along for the most part, even though they are without Coach Prime. Jackson State wins over Louisiana by the score of 34-31. Miami gets bested by Appalachian State in the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl by the score of 13-9. New Mexico State takes on Fresno State in the Esleda New Mexico Bowl, in which Fresno was victorious 37-10. UCLA faced off against Boise State in the Starco Brands LA Bowl. Of course, it's in the hometown. Well, not my hometown, but it's in the hometown area. UCLA was victorious 35-22. And last but not least, for that Saturday, California faced off against Texas Tech. Texas Tech with the victory 34-14 in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl going forward. So, like I said, yesterday, Western Kentucky faced off against Old Dominion in the famous Toastery Bowl, in which Western Kentucky was able to squeak past by the score of 38-35. Of course, Thursday is the next bowl up, being the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, which puts South Florida against Syracuse. We'll see how that goes. That's next up. So plenty of bowls going down and going on. Be sure to check your listings to catch your favorite bowl team that's out there, to see where it is or who it is that you're willing to take a look at. Now, going forth, let's get into some real conversations, right? NFL, NBA, let's go with the NFL. So, this past weekend, right? Shout out to the San Francisco 49ers. Y'all know what it is. Bang, bang, not a game for all my Niner faithfuls that's out there. So, it's been getting kind of close. I got you, bro. Give you a second. So it's getting kind of close, right? getting hella close. Actually, when you take a look at it, right? The fact of the matter is, as I have to send this information to this guy. The fact of the matter is things are changing, right? What's going on? What's going on, Cornelius? Good morning. How you doing? Before I get in, because I feel something I got to get off my chest this morning. Just ask for the link, so I think it's going to get a little live in here. You know what I realized, Cornelius? That Philadelphia did not deserve to be in. I know you're going to disagree because you got to keep it at this. And I'm not speaking for the aspect of.
Here we go with the nonsense. We go with the nonsense.
My man Bishop in the building. I'm not speaking as a Spurs fan, right? But I'm looking at some things, right? I know Cornelius, you said differently a couple of weeks ago that San Francisco would not have beat Philadelphia if Brock Purdy would have been healthy. And you know what? Now that I'm coming off because I was a little angry last night. I'm not gonna lie, because the Philadelphia Eagles cost me what could have been potentially a third place spot in my organization, of fantasy league, because they couldn't stop DK Metcalf. The secondary is trash. That's all I can say. The secondary is trash. But we couldn't stop they couldn't stop DK Metcalf. He slowly but surely creeped up. And then we have it now. I'm a 6th place team in our fraternities league. And matter of fact, going to dust off a certain person that happens to be on the show this morning to say
you're not dusting me off. I don't know what you said.
That's where I'm at with it. So Cornelius, I know you was about to say Trey, they wouldn't have had a chance. I think they would have.
Man, you still looking at last year. Like, these are two different teams this year, man. Y'all didn't have it last year in the NFC Championship game. Like, y'all wasn't close. It was 31-7. Like I said, I can see if it was close. It was 31-7. That's not close. Like, your defense didn't show up. You know, like,
this is the thing.
You talking about Brock Purdy? Did you see your defense? Fred Warner and them didn't show up. Like your defense didn't show up last year. Like, y'all gave up 31 points. It was no way y'all was gonna win that game, regardless of what goes on. Like, you just saw what happened.
He make it sound like Brock Purdy didn't play last year.
He
played. He played. We put him out. We put him out. So he played.
He got knocked out the game.
He got knocked out by us. We knocked him out the game. He got knocked out by us, not nobody else. We put him out. The dude name is Haason Reddick. I clearly remember telling you, look out for Haason Reddick before the game started. He put him out the game. What are you talking about? You act like he didn't play the whole game. He played. He just got knocked the hell out.
He played the whole game. He did play the whole game, but as I said, he was not healthy. The only reason he was in the game is because
Neither is Jalen right now. 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 Hold on. Neither is Jalen right now.
He was in the game. He was healthy when we played, y'all.
No, he was not. Jalen's been hurt for a minute. That knee has been. CC.
He still runs, right?
That don't mean. Oh, hold on. So Brock Purdy couldn't run like when we played him. He still could run, right? He still could throw, right?
Brock Purdy couldn't throw. He had a UCL tear. He couldn't throw. That's why he got took out the game.
He got took out the game because he was hurt. No, he got took out the game because we put him out. No, don't do that.
The only reason Brock Purdy came back in the game is because y'all knocked out our emergency quarterback, and we had no one else to quarterback.
We knocked Purdy out first.
Yes, and he wasn't in the game. Y'all knocked him out in halfway through the first quarter. Let's put the perspective on it. Y'all knocked him out halfway through the first quarter, in which he had a UCL tear and he couldn't throw the ball. But he went out the game. We brought Justin Johnson in,
and we knocked him out.
The game.
We knocked him out too. Yes,
He didn't. He was the only quarter. He was our emergency quarterback, so we had no more quarterbacks. We had to put Brock Purdy back in the game to hand the ball off, in which all he did was hand the ball off. That's what I keep on saying. If he was able to throw the ball, it would have been a different ball game. All we could do was hand the ball off. Y'all loaded the box up and was waiting for Christian McCaffrey or Elijah Mitchell, whoever we was up and running, and we was ineffective. That's why I said it would have been a different ball game if he would have been throwing the ball. We probably would have smacked y'all. Of course, the defense didn't show up because they leaned on the defense. It was bend, don't break. The defense got wore down. They was on the field the majority of this game. That's what I keep on talking about. When we
played y'all, when we played y'all this year, Jalen's been hurt for more than 5 or 6 games. They've said it every week. He's been playing hurt. Last night he played ill. He was sick. He caught a whole nother plane so he wouldn't get anyone else from the team sick. He was ill. Yeah, that's what I say about Brock Purdy too. When you keep bringing up the Brock Purdy excuses,
that's all I'm saying is I think it would have been a whole different subject if Brock Purdy would have been healthy.
Either way, we smacked y'all first. We smacked y'all first. Y'all smacked us back. Case closed.
All right, I'll take that.
Case closed. But let's see if y'all can make it to the Super Bowl after smacking us though. We made it to the Super Bowl. Smacking us. We smacking y'all. We made it to the Super Bowl. Smacking y'all. We made it to the Super Bowl. Let's see if y'all can do the same. Okay, let's leave it there. But let me put this out there real quick.
Let me talk. Let conference champions or conference leaders talk. Division leaders talk. What's going on? See, what's going on this morning?
Division leaders.
Division leaders
by default right now. Division leaders by. Division leaders by default right now, man.
As you always know,
he's good. Like, did you see what the Bills just did to us, man? Like, I'm so disappointed in my team. Look how we showed up. We didn't even show up. Like, we didn't even go to Buffalo. Like, we didn't even go to Buffalo. Wasn't even close.
But don't worry about
wasn't even close.
Like Trey like to say, what'll make you laugh, will make you cry. Don't worry. You act like this is over. Y'all got to get past Baltimore. Y'all got to get past Baltimore next week.
You're right.
So it's not over, partner. It could be a 3-way tie come next week. It's not over.
We own the tiebreaker to both of them.
I was gonna say, hopefully we show up against the Dolphins like something.
Y'all still got 2 men. Y'all got 2.
You know what?
We don't have no hard games left.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Philly has an easy schedule.
Y'all got at least 2.
That definitely was a Seattle. I definitely. If I had set up and played. You really?
I did. Come on, man. After the 2 weeks in which we've just played,
Drew Lock though, I can understand.
Well, I didn't know Drew Lock was playing. I really thought whatchamacallit was playing, and I was surprised when they said Drew Lock was going to actually be the starter. But I will say this: I was already. That's why you didn't hear me say nothing about the game.
Yeah.
I was quiet. I put up, it's game day, and that was it. Because the way our defense has been playing, and then Darius Slade wants to go get microscopic knee surgery during the right now, we on a losing streak, and you want to go get surgery right now? If we don't get rid of our OC, our DC, and possibly our damn coach, Philly is going downhill, man. Without question, Philly is going downhill. This is probably the worst I've seen us play in years. Without question, this is probably the worst since Jalen's been there. This is the worst I've seen us play in years, bro. This is embarrassing. You can't stop a second string quarterback from going 92 yards. 92 yards. Don't get me wrong. I get it. We had rookie corners, but that was Bradbury. Bradbury got burned. Bradbury. They exposed him.
It's like toast. He's like, Bradbury is toast.
He's trash, bro. They exposed him and that garbage safety.
Ever since Debo called him trash, man, it's been looking like it. Like ever since Debo called Bradbury trash, it's been looking like it.
And he's done that, bro. He's shown that he's not that dude, bro.
What will you say about the 92-yard drive? Was that something in the wake? I mean, 3 times to DK, which the last one, like he made a good catch on the second catch.
He made 3 good catches. 3. He made 3 phenomenal catches, bro. Phenomenal.
I don't know. The first one looked like routine. That second one was definitely the way he got. I thought he dropped it.
He trapped it to his body.
Yeah, and then the third one, of course, in double coverage. Like, if they would have started the double coverage earlier, then we wouldn't have been in the position that y'all was in, saying after that. Because it was 4 catches total, with the fourth one being a touchdown.
I don't even know what the safety. I don't even know, and I don't know why you're calling. If you've seen your corner get beat 3 times in a row, you've seen your corner get beat 3 times. Why would you? Oh, never mind. I take it back. I was about to say, why would you put him at single coverage? No, I won't take that back. Why would you put him at single coverage on anybody? But again,
it was covering DK.
Well, see, that's the thing. I give that to Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll was smart. He moved DK to the other side and put old boy over there on Bradbury 1-on-1. So he figured if I put old boy over here on Bradbury, they probably won't double him. They're gonna double DK, which left Bradbury 1-on-1 with old boy, who caught that game-winning touchdown.
Smith and Jigba.
And Jigba, yeah, him. And I not taking anything away from, that was a phenomenal catch. I mean, that whole drive was phenomenal catches throughout the whole damn drive. Like, for real, like everything they caught, like this boy caught this ball on his fingertips. And mad props to Luck for throwing a phenomenal pass. Like, he put it only where he could catch it. Like, that pass couldn't have been no more like, that was a Brady-ish pass. That was a Tom Brady-ish pass, bro. Like,
so I asked this gentleman. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I asked this: why did Jalen go for the gusto when all he had to do was get in field goal range?
Stupid.
Why? Was he out of bounds?
Yes. He didn't catch that ball.
I mean, he didn't catch it, right?
He caught it, but he didn't catch it. That foot,
his left toe did not come down.
Did not hit. But
I got drugged yesterday to say that. Cornelius, I know you have no skin in this fight for the most part. Did his left toe touch the touchdown?
It looked like it to me. He caught talking about the interception. He caught the
yeah.
His left toe didn't touch it.
His left foot never hit the ground.
Yeah, it never hit the ground. If you look at it from the side view, I was looking for it. I couldn't find it, but they showed it. If you look at it from the side view, his left toe never touched the ground.
It didn't. Not only that,
it looked like it touched the ground from the front view.
But if it would have, if it would have, this is the thing. This is the good thing about turf. It would have kicked up the pellets. You never see any pellets. You never see that. You never see pellets get kicked up in any way, form, or fashion. So I looked at it over and over and over and over. And from the front view, the best view is from the view in which the ref, where they show where you could see.
Yeah, you can see his toe. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say the same thing. When you look at it, his toe never touches that ground. It's so close, and I can see why. Even still, with that being said, man, I'm gonna say this. Even still, even if they overturned it and said it was a non-interception, it was 5 seconds left on the clock.
8 seconds.
There's no
they would have given more time on the clock.
No,
I think it was 8 to 5.
No, it was like 5. Yeah, it was like 5 seconds on the clock. When that play ended, it was like 5 seconds on the clock. But this is the thing. I need y'all to know. And I've said this numerous times, and I'm gonna continue to say this. I have clearly got an understanding on why Nick Saban bitch Jalen Hurts in that national championship game. I clearly have an understanding. I didn't know before, but I clearly know why. Jalen Hurts, and I don't know if, and CC, this is directly to you. I don't know if you blame Jalen or do you blame it. So at first I wanted to blame the offensive coordinator, which I blame him for a lot of stuff because he is horrible at calling plays. But then I sat back and thought about it. As an offensive coordinator, and you know, CC, because you coach and you do things like that, you know, excuse me, that as a coach, you just send in the plays. It's up to the quarterback to make the right decision of that play. So with that being said, in my personal professional experience as a quarterback, why do you continuously go for the home run ball? Why? Every single game, Jalen, they force, or I won't say force, but Jalen goes for the home run ball. We only needed a field goal. They literally said in that last drive, at that play right before the interception, we needed 12 yards, CC.
Yeah.
12 yards. 12 to 13 yards. 12 to 13 yards to get in field goal range. Field goal range. So why in the hell, Jalen, are you trying to throw the home run ball? Why? You know they playing prevent. Why would you do that?
I've been saying this all season. Did I not say this a few weeks ago to you, Trey? That Jalen Hurts, his main weapon is throwing that ball up to AJ Brown. If AJ Brown can't go get it, they're in trouble. Did I not tell you that? Like he looks for one guy. It was AJ Brown. It was whatever route AJ Brown was going to run. That's who Jalen Hurts was going to throw the ball to in situations like that. He's been doing it all year. That's just how he is. He likes AJ Brown clearly better than he likes the other receivers on the team.
Anybody else on the team.
Fact. Well, he tried to go.
That's the whole thing.
He tried to go to Quez Watkins, and that cost him the first. He tried to go to Quez, and that cost him
the first. Was that Quez or was that?
It was Quez the first time. The interception in the that led to the 92-yard.
No, it was
I'm talking about money play. It's time to make a play. He looking for AJ Brown. He looking for AJ Brown,
and he's not wrong. And he's not lying. That is so freaking.
He's a big receiver. I would be looking for him too. I expect.
No, because if you look at that play before he threw that interception, I'm trying to find it right now. If you look at the play and they showed the view of the field from behind the offensive line before he throws the ball to try to throw the ball to AJ Brown, Kenneth Gainwell is wide open. For at least Kenneth Gainwell is a speedster. The closest person, when I find it, the closest person to Kenneth Gainwell is probably 20 yards away, bro. Because again, they're playing prevent. They're not letting none of them beat them over the top. The closest person to Kenneth Gainwell, I promise you, is probably 20 yards away. At least 20 yards away. Yet and still, and this is the thing, Jalen has done this numerous times, where he will ignore, or I won't say ignore, he just does not read the field well. I've seen it for myself where Devontae Smith been wide open, Swift been wide open. This time it was Kenneth Gainwell wide open, and he will not throw. He, like CC said, oh, well, I need somebody to bail me out. I'm throwing it AJ Brown. He does it all the time, bro. When I find this photo, I'm telling you, when I find this photo, I'm gonna put it up so y'all can see it. This dude forever does that, and it irks the devil out of me. And again, now I see why Nick Saban did what he did. I truly see why Nick Saban did what he did.
So, looking at it, Coach, is it a bailout statement for Coach Sirianni to say it was his call to give Patricia the final say on D, or should you, or is that legitimately owning it and being like, I'm the coach, I said he can do it, so be it, I live and die with it?
The coach got to take responsibility, right? Like, you don't want, but you see what Sean Payton doing. Like, look at Denver. It's not working out for Denver, is it? With Sean Payton putting all the pressure on Russell Wilson every chance he get. When your defense give up 40 points, your head coach got to have some integrity about him, right? It got to be like, hey, that's on me, whether it was on him or not, right? Tomlin take all the responsibility every week for whatever his team do. Like, you need coaches like that to keep the light off the off the coaching staff and off the players too. You saw what Andy Reid did when a couple of weeks ago when Kadarius Toney missed that ball.
I was just about to say they got fined for it. I thought about what you said. Is like we all know who they was talking to, but they just went ahead in order to keep the integrity of the team together.
Right. You can't. He couldn't go off on Kadarius Toney like that. He had to go off on the referees. Like it just makes sense that Sirianni will take responsibility. It's called being a champion. Like, you know, the funny thing is that we talk about these other coaches, you know, I hate to bring him up, but Bill Belichick got all those championships and he ain't never threw nobody on his team under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always take everything square on the chin, whatever it is. That's why Bill never smiled.
Lockjaw.
Thanks.
So,
three facts.
So, looking at it, right, going in, a couple of player situations going on, of course. One being Damontae Kazee suspended for the rest of the season for a hit Do you think that was warranted? Should he have been suspended for the next 3 games because of that hit?
Well, he been in trouble enough times, with that same type of stuff. Pittsburgh, I think it's a warning to the rest of the Pittsburgh Steelers because they do push the envelope the most.
Yeah, true that. Of course that. Another switch up. The Falcons have decided to go. We was just talking about Heinicke. He's back in the starting role in this crucial time. Do you think Ridder is not getting the job done? Is Ridder a bust? What do y'all think about Desmond Ridder at this point?
Desmond Ridder, he's not that dude, in my opinion. That's why ain't Desmond Ridder? Ain't he on his like 4th or 15?
No, he's remember Desmond Ridder?
I just know. I thought he'd been a Falcon.
He's been a Falcon the whole time. He's a second year Falcon. He was a rookie last year.
Hey, Arthur Smith. They made some crazy choices. Like they should have tried to get Lamar Jackson over the offseason. They probably wouldn't have got him. But you got to remember, he said that Ridder was going to be his dude, and it's not looking too good. It's not looking good at all with Ridder. Hey, you got to live with the consequences. I don't know. I don't think Heinicke going to get it done either. I think the Falcons, they can scrap this season now.
Hey, Trey.
Yeah.
I found it. Here it is right here. I wanted to see this. Here you go. Oh, let me play it. His foot never hits the ground, bro. It's because of old boy's leg. He hits old boy's leg right there, and it kicks his leg up. If he doesn't hit old boy's leg, his foot would have hit the ground. But because he hits his own player's leg, it forces his foot not to hit the ground.
I knew I wasn't tripping.
Yeah, it forces his feet. You see that space right there? You see how you can still see other dudes' cleat underneath it.
I knew I saw what I was saying. Because initially, 1,000, and I wish Echoes in there was watching this morning. So 1,000%, I thought initially that the play was. I was like, oh damn, that's an interception. And I was looking at it, I was like, that's an interception. Damn. But then I kept looking, and then I was like, yeah, that's an interception. But then when they went to that side view, I was like, hold up, his foot never touched the ground.
Yeah,
like that's not a complete interception. Maybe it's inconclusive at that point to where they couldn't really tell. But when you're looking at it, that's not a touchdown. That's not an interception. But of course, in any state, they give it to them.
What it is. It is what it is. And I'm still looking for that other one where you can see the whole field. Like I said before, Jalen threw that pass. I want to show you how did the field look and where the game well was and how much room he had. But go ahead, y'all. Go ahead with that.
So. Going back to what we were just I was about to say, we know Haley was fired over the and the GM, as Cornelius said. He's like it was going to happen. Both fired. Now, owner Spanos said there's no limitations on the Chargers' next hire. What is that saying to you, Cornelius, Bishop? Where do you think that's going? Where are we hearing?
That's what they saying is that we messed up by not getting Sean Payton. We didn't throw money at Sean Payton, so now we're gonna throw money at the next whoever we can find. I'm really hoping that it's Bill Belichick. To be honest, I'm thinking if Bill won another Super Bowl, he should probably go to the Chargers. That'll be his best chance to get one, and he can be GM. One person can be your GM and your head coach. I think you go after Bill Belichick.
Let me say Angelo says, man, we would have lost regardless. Eagles secondary is trash.
Facts. I totally agree.
What's going on, MBB? So when we look at it,
what up?
So when you look at it, right? Of course, this is a conversation for both of y'all. Are the Cowboys currently safe to say they are going to be division champions, or is this Miami game going to be the deciding factor in your opinion?
No, I'm gonna start that one off and say no. We are not safe. We got 2 games. Like we have a problem showing up when it's time to show up. Did you just see what the Bills did to us? I gotta repeat that. Like, did you see what the Bills did? Like, they ran the ball all over us. We getting ready to play against the Dolphins. They got two fast receivers. I mean, 2 fast running backs. I mean, it's a different ball game. And we got Detroit after that. You know, so we still got 2 games that's really. I think those next 2 gonna really just tell where we are and what we can do.
What's going on, Key? How you doing? What's good with you?
I mean, I think the Eagles don't have any more tough games left, right? Like they got the Giants or something.
They said they was in Seattle. They got what 2 against the Giants and what's
Arizona.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on the Giants though. I think I mean it's a division rivalry, but the Eagles should win. The Eagles should win all those.
The way we playing, I don't guarantee none of these. I don't guarantee none of these games. I don't. Until I see some changes, every game is suspect. Any given Sunday when it's all said and done, because this is a disgrace.
Key says she
Trey, let me ask you something.
Yes,
y'all look like y'all gonna have the number 1 seed wrapped up. So if y'all win, y'all probably gotta win the next 2 in order to wrap that up, or the next 1, right? Like y'all shouldn't have to win that many.
Yeah, I think we win 1.
We can all still tie, but you still got the tiebreaker though.
But they got the tiebreaker. Yeah, they got the tiebreaker. So only way I think if they win if they were to lose all of them, that's the only reason they would fall. Because if y'all lose all of them, because there's 3 games left right now, y'all 11-3. If we win the rest of them, we'll be 10. We'll win the rest of them. We'll be 13 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all lose all 3 of them, y'all will be 13 and 4 because there's 3 games left. 13 and 4. So y'all would have the tiebreaker, right? So either way, y'all.
I mean, of course. I mean, we still got to play the Rams. They not pushovers at this point.
They got the Ravens next week.
Right, got the Ravens next week. So Ravens, of course, is what I don't want to do. Get caught up is, as Keith said, the 49ers are sitting pretty. I mean, that's on paper, but just like no different from what y'all talking about is, it's still every given Sunday. Hell, you got to take in consideration we lost to the Browns, the Bengals, and the Vikings when the Vikings were without Justin Jefferson. The Browns was out without Deshaun Watson, and the Bengals, I think they had a hobbled Burrow. So we're going to see. But I mean, that defense is a whole different defense. So she said the Ravens is going to be a good game. We'll see. But it can't, like you said, can't take anything for granted at this point. Going forward,
that's Monday game too, ain't it?
It's a Monday night game, yeah.
I think that Ravens game is going to be playing for the MVP. McCaffrey looks like he might win MVP.
Game. That is
he should. I don't know why. For the life of me, I don't understand why they keep putting Brock Purdy in that conversation when McCaffrey.
What? Are you freaking kidding me?
Well, I get why they're putting that. Well, for one, we had this conversation.
We have. And remember this CC last year. Remember this CC. Remember this gentleman right here to you on my screen. He's over there to your left. Remember this dude last year talking about Brock Purdy wasn't finna do this. Brock Purdy shouldn't be the starter. Brock Purdy. Look at what Brock Purdy is doing right now. And didn't I say CC? Didn't I say last year, CC, Brock Purdy's a problem? I said that last year. I said Brock Purdy is a problem.
I get he's a problem.
Remember, Trey was all on Trey Lance. Like, he think people forget that he was heavy on Trey Lance.
Say that, CC. Say that.
So y'all have to take into consideration, no difference from the conversation about Caleb Williams being drafted by the Chicago Bears. In-state is he was a number 1 draft pick. We gave up capital for him. So yes, of course he had to sit up and take. What I was saying is that they're not going to give Brock Purdy the keys to the Cadillac without giving him an opportunity to push it. That's what I was saying.
But they did.
Yeah, they did. They gave it to Trey Lance until he got injured.
Bro, Trey ain't never had the keys. Trey, tell him Trey ain't never had the keys. He had eyes on the keys. He saw the vehicle. He saw it. He saw the vehicle.
He just took the picture.
That's
and
when
like he put it behind the wheel, but they let drop
the whole
Trey
Trey Lance was. We didn't want to admit that we wasted draft picks to get this guy. Like we drafted too high. Like that's why like they tried to cover that up, but you can see right through all that smoke, man. Like he was not the guy, and he wasn't the guy.
And CC, just for y'all, look at how check how it all played out. So I told you about Brock Purdy. Y'all go and trade Trey Lance to the Cowboys, and look how Dak is playing. You see, they put that fire behind Dak,
right?
With Trey Lance sitting on the bench, him and Cooper Rush, and Dak like, ooh, let me go out here and perform, cause these young boys behind me looking like they hungry. And look at it, they got him in MVP conversation until 2 days ago. He was in the MVP conversation. He was highly in the MVP conversation.
Well, I like that too, Bishop. I like the whole idea that they brought in somebody that Dak saw as a threat because
is he a threat?
It keeps you playing better.
Hell yeah,
he's a threat. With Mike McCarthy, yeah, I think he's a threat. Like I think that's why Dak had to step. Dak didn't step his game up for Cooper Rush, and Cooper Rush played well when he came in last year, but he stepped his game up when Trey Lance got in that building.
Speak on it.
They almost built a certain way. They almost the same type of quarterback.
Speak on it, bro. That part. He put that fire underneath Dak and like, man, look here. I this young boy coming over here, I got to do something. Either I'm gonna play well or my job is in jeopardy. He was on the hot seat. He was definitely on the hot seat, bro. Without question, Dak was on the hot seat.
Going back into that conversation, right? I just feel, and I mean, it's clear. If y'all had a vote, are y'all voting Brock Purdy or are you voting Christian McCaffrey?
I'm voting Brock Purdy or Lamar Jackson before I vote.
Why? How do we? Because you're a quarterback. That's why.
No, why?
I think Christian McCaffrey, man. Tyreek Hill. If Tyreek Hill didn't get hurt, I was going. I was with Tyreek Hill.
That too.
About to set a record, but Christian McCaffrey to me is more of an MVP than Brock Purdy right now. Purdy got the easy part. All he got to do is make sure he hand the ball off to McCaffrey and throw the screen pass to Debo. You know what I'm saying? An occasional pass to Ayuk here or there. But yeah, man, clearly I like McCaffrey. I just don't think Lamar numbers. I mean, I know he got a good team, but I ain't seen Lamar do nothing wow yet to get him MVP. Like they clearly going off the fact that his team winning, because if you look at his numbers, I think he barely 200 yards passing for the season. Like he don't even have many numbers. Lamar don't, but somehow he in the MVP conversation. I don't know.
And the end state is when I look at Christian McCaffrey, what you just speaking on what you said, when we didn't have Debo, the offense was ill. And Brock Purdy threw his first couple of interceptions and he was off. Christian McCaffrey continued to do his thing. And it took for Debo to come back for Christian McCaffrey to end up breaking his streak of 17 consecutive touchdowns. But he got right back on the page. So I think clearly, without a doubt, and for me, it goes back to last year. Christian McCaffrey made that team a juggernaut when he got there. We were struggling. Our last game we had lost was against Kansas City, and Kansas City drug us. Christian McCaffrey came, and after he learned the offense, because he was there for that game, but it was like, okay, he's here. But you know what I'm saying? But he became a difference. So he has been a difference maker since he put on that 49ers uniform. And I mean, same thing with Brock, honestly. But for me, when I look at it coming in this year, Christian McCaffrey has been a problem, the biggest problem in the NFL. And it speaks for it. What Adonis says, Lamar, 66%, 3,100 yards, 17 touchdowns. How many interceptions you got, LaDonna, if you may, while you're in that stat? So yeah, but I'm with you, Coach. The end state is it has to be C-Mac at this point. It's unfortunate for Brock, but it might be fortunate for Brock, as we had that conversation the other day. He's a quarterback. Quarterbacks get the blunt, get the blunt of it. But I think this is a situation to where clearly and concisely Christian McCaffrey is the MVP. Had it been Christian McCaffrey in Carolina still, and he was in the race, then I can see Brock winning because he's a quarterback. But because they're on the same team, it's clear. I mean, you can't. It would be a slap in McCaffrey's face if they gave that award to Purdy.
So when like I'm just looking at the comments over there, and the whole Lamar with the 66 completion percentage, that's pretty good. But the 3107, man, in 14 games, he barely 220, maybe 220 yards or something. I mean, that's rather low for quarterback numbers to be like in the MVP running and stuff. But I think quarterbacks are down all the way across the board this year, right? Like for the most part, right? Because the numbers seem like low. Like I said, Lamar don't look like he doing that much. He just had a 100-yard rushing game this last game. Can't remember the last time he did that. I think he's just been playing even kill. Like I said, it's been good enough for Baltimore to win, but I don't think it's been like a standout MVP season. Purdy having a pretty good season, but it's McCaffrey. I got McCaffrey and I got Tyreek Hill as far as they should be in the running, but like you said, we all know it's a quarterback game, and if you got to go quarterback, it'll probably be Brock over Lamar.
Who do you think is a
like they were talking Jalen Hurts. Last night I kept hearing the announcers talking Jalen Hurts in the MVP conversation, and I was like, he ain't look like the MVP this year. Last year, yeah. This year, not so much. So I don't understand.
You muted, Bishop.
My bad. Not even close, CC. Not even close. That man done double. This man done double up in interceptions. He has 17, 18 interceptions. That means that's an interception. That's one interception per game.
So, Bishop, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they should have, early on in the season, or do you think they should have sat him down to let him try to get somewhat better? Like, since he's been hurt most of the season, you think they should have sat him down and let him try to get better?
You know what? That's a good question. You know, that's a great question, CC. And some people even was saying last night he was questionable because of the illness. He was questionable. I personally, in my personal opinion, I would not have been upset if they would have made him sit last night and let Mariota suit up and play. I would not, because in my personal opinion, Mariota couldn't have done no worse than what Jalen did last night. He couldn't have. Jalen didn't throw not one touchdown. Didn't throw one touchdown. He scored 2 on the tush push, but I feel like they could have done that with Mariota because the offensive line is good at pushing that line for that tush push or the brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it. I personally feel like,
I want to call it banned.
Of course you would, because it worked against y'all and everybody else. But either way, of course teams will want to ban it when it works and they can't do it. But either way, I feel like they should have put in. I feel like Mariota should have played last night. Should they have done it early? You know what? Any other team with a quarterback that's having problems such as Jalen Hurts has done that. Benched their quarterback. I believe Russell Wilson got benched one time this season, didn't he? Like, yes. Didn't they send him down one time? So I feel like, yes, to answer your question, CC, yes. Now that I think about it, absolutely. To maybe get him back into, get his mind back into the right mindset. Because when it's all said and done, they did that to him when he was in Alabama. And then he ended up, Tua ended up, Dak do got the numbers to be. He got some nice numbers too. He got numbers. He got the numbers for MVP. I know that's why you threw that up there, Don, because I know you're a Cowboys fan. But he does have the numbers. But yeah, they did that to Jalen in the national championship game, and then Tua got hurt. I think the next year or whatever, or the next game or something, something happened, and Tua got hurt, and he had to come back in, and he played better. But Tua still had won the starting position. But either way, yes, to answer your question, absolutely, CC, absolutely.
What do you guys think about Aaron Rodgers coming back? Should he or not?
For what?
For what? The season over.
So I figured y'all was gonna say that. So I'm gonna play anti-advocate to y'all conversation. So I think he should come back to start to get a report with what he has, so they can see who do they need to keep or who do they need to move on going into next season.
Not with an Achilles tear. Not with an Achilles.
Right, the Jets they just make, if they let him come back, they just make poor decisions. Now you see why they always at the bottom of the barrel. Now you see why they never win. Like for real, if they let him come back, you see why they never win.
Let him fully heal.
It's nothing to prove this year.
There's nothing. You can't make it to. You're not finna make it to. You're not finna.
Even though Aaron wants to play, you say they should basically be like.
You can do that same report you talk about. That same report you talking about. They could do off season.
Right.
That same report you could build during off season. You don't need to do that right now. Unless only reason I would do it now, if that's if what you said, Trey. Only reason I would try to build a report if Aaron is questionable about coming back. That's the only reason why I would do it. Other than that, if he's not questionable and he know he's coming back, sit him. Exactly, LaDonna, sit him.
Right. Like my question is, does Aaron? I was gonna say the same thing. Is he planning on retiring? Like, what is he doing? Like, it's nothing to prove out there this year. Like, no, your team not going nowhere. Man, just reset. Leave that alone. Let them finish out the year with Zach Wilson or whoever, and be done with that. Like exactly. Aaron Rodgers. I know he liked the attention though, so Aaron gonna try to come back.
He probably will. But I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't, because the fact of the nature, it was a freak type injury. It wasn't even like a hit. It's just the way his foot went that it tore his Achilles. So it was a freak injury. So I just wouldn't take that chance. In my opinion, I would not.
No.
So looking at the scores for this week, what was the most interesting game to y'all, or the biggest surprise?
The biggest surprise, Baker Mayfield with the perfect passer rating, like whatever that. The Tampa Bay Bucks 7-7 or something. Like out of nowhere, here they come. The Saints, they've been a disappointment all season long, but the Saints right there, it's the Saints and the Bucks. For me, the Falcons losing to the Panthers was horrible. That was horrible. Like
the second win of the season. How that happened?
Like that was horrible. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, and CC might feel some type of way, but I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect Dallas to get blown out about. I didn't expect the Cowboys to get blown out like that. I did not.
You're not the only one.
I didn't see that.
But I told Trey last Friday that I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo won the game, because Buffalo playing every game for them is a playoff game. They trying to get in the playoffs. I felt like we were, if we didn't come out and match them early, but we didn't come out to play at all. I was just disappointed in the whole effort, man. Like they could scrap that whole thing. I get tired of, who I get tired of? I get tired of Michael Parsons. I get tired of hearing Michael Parsons is the next LT. When we gonna see it? Because I ain't seen it. Like the young man good, but he ain't no LT, because LT would have made some of those tackles. LT would have ran them dudes down from behind. What's his name? Cooks. He would have ran them down from behind to make some of them plays, man. I mean, I'm just saying, like Michael Parsons.
He would have ran no Cooks down.
Some games he don't show up.
Well, this is the thing. What they were talking about, and a lot of the analysts was talking about this yesterday in regards to Michael Parsons. He's a great quarterback sacker. But he can't. He's not good on with the run. Like you don't see Michael Parsons dominate stopping the run. You don't see him doing that. Micah is good at putting pressure on the quarterback, sacking the QB. But when it comes to running, and they said it yesterday, Buffalo did it smart. They ran away from Micah. Every time Micah lined up, they ran away from his side. They ran away from Micah. So,
and that was my point. Like sometimes it's like, hey man, you got to go make some of them plays. Like you ain't chasing nobody. We seen him. We see how fast he is. He can chase people down from behind. It's like he ain't like you see him throwing his hands up while the dude's running down the field. It's like, what you doing, man? It's like I just need our whole defense to make some plays. But I was disappointed in all the mistakes that we made. It's like, man, we ain't past this phase yet. All the penalties on defense and the mistakes. Like I ain't never just like how you don't block that punt. I don't know how you don't block. You right there. Why you jump in the air? I didn't even understand that. You could have took the ball. You could have literally took the ball off the punter's foot. Just to make some plays in that game. But then Dak is always one of those that never show up in big games, man. Like when I'm finally gonna get to say that my quarterback showed up in a big game and he made a difference in a big game.
And that's always been Dak's Achilles heel. Everybody say, "Where's Dak at when they need Dak? When they need Dak for this big game, they need Dak for this big game." Yeah, this is the game he need to do it because y'all got who?
We got Miami next. You know, we in Miami.
In Miami.
Ooh. And are y'all playing Baltimore on the road, Trey?
No, I think Baltimore comes to us. Let me see.
He did with us. He did. You ain't lying about that one, LaDonna.
Yeah, Baltimore comes to San Francisco.
Oh, okay. That's major. That's major. That's big.
And the Eagles got the Giants, right? Am I right about that? They playing the Giants this week?
Yeah, we got the Giants, Arizona, then the Giants again.
Yeah. So y'all got lucky on the schedule as far as like because y'all played all the tough games early. Y'all played all the tough games early.
And y'all playing
we get them late.
Yeah,
I think
get them late.
Yeah, and it's a foresight for the most part because no one. I mean, for the most part, you wouldn't have expected this to be what the case may be because it could have been Miami was trash and the Giants was a problem, and then so that would completely change to where the Eagles would be in trouble because they had to play them twice. So it's a matter of the teams and how they end up falling. Even though I expected Washington to be more of a competitor in our division, and that didn't end up being the case. And so now here are Danny DeVito. I mean, Tim DeVito. He might be a problem. I mean, we don't know what quarterback you will get that day. So it still can go split. Kyler Murray.
I found it. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Here it is. Look at this, CC. Look at this. And you tell me, look at this. This is why Jalen's got benched, bro. Look at this. That them arrows, that's Gainwell. Look at where everybody's at. Look at the closest man. The closest man is 20 yards, which is right there in the middle of the field. The closest man, and if Gainwell goes to the left, ain't no telling how many. We needed 12 to 13. 12 to 13. And you're throwing the ball deep to AJ Brown, and you got Gainwell, a simple dump off for 20 to 25 yards easily with timeouts. Because we still had, I think, 2 timeouts then.
Yeah, 2 timeouts.
You had 2 timeouts, and we sat there and let that go. That's the part I'm talking about, CC. Right there.
We open right there.
Right there. Simple dump. And you let it get. That's that part right there. I couldn't wait. Wow. Yes, LaDonna. That part.
So when you look at it, like it's. I mean, I actually like I did. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted the Eagles to lose because I need to keep some distance between us, and I think I see the Eagles as more of a threat than I see the Cowboys as more of a threat. But for the most part,
I don't know. I don't either. I'm with you, CC. I don't know. If I gotta put them in order. If I got to put them in order, San Francisco, Dallas, even though I hate to say it, San Francisco, Dallas, maybe the Redskins, then us. To be honest.
No, I tell you, Trey, it's gonna be, like for me, the whole dream scenario is that in the playoffs we get to, we get to prove we can beat y'all both. I think if we play and if we do win and we beat one of y'all and not the other, then it's still gonna be but y'all couldn't do this. So I think for us, if we had some way to go through Philly and some way to go through San Fran to make it, I mean that'll be good. But as a 5 seed, that's probably unrealistic, right? Like the worst we can do is 5, right? The best we can do is 2, and the worst we can do is 5.
While we're sitting here talking, we are completely omitting the Detroit Lions. Do they have a chance? Do you think?
I don't know. What's their schedule like? Who the Lions got left? Who the Lions got left?
They play us 2 weeks from now.
The Lions have the Lions schedule is as follows.
I think the Vikings. They got the Vikings twice.
They got the Vikings, the Cowboys, the Vikings.
They got, which is suspect. The Vikings is suspect. The Vikings are not playing ball like we expect them to play ball. They're not. So they got the Vikings. Vikings who?
Vikings, Cowboys, and Vikings.
So they probably gonna lose. Well, and this is the thing, CC, you ain't gonna like this. But Detroit always plays Dallas hard. That's one of they rival teams that they have a problem with sometimes when it comes to the Detroit Lions, especially the Lions are playing well. The Vikings, I really feel like they can beat the Vikings, so they must be playing. They are playing one at home and one away against the Vikings.
They play in Minnesota on Christmas Eve. They play the Cowboys in the stadium, so that's going to in Jerry's World.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be. They're not gonna.
Yeah, that's not going. Yeah, that's going to be a suspect before New Year's Eve, and then of course on the 7th they play the Vikings again in Detroit.
Yeah. So with that being said, then that means they probably gonna go one and they probably gonna go.
Yeah, I think they for sure gonna
one
lose
and
one
two.
of them to the Vikings.
Yeah,
they're gonna lose one of them to the Vikings.
Yeah, that's why I say 1 and 2. Yeah, I say 1 and 2. Yeah, I say 1 and 2. That's why I said 1 and 2.
So going 1 and 2, 11-6.
That'll put them in what? That'll put them in with 5th. That means that'll put Dallas.
They're a division leader right now.
But they'll be the 3rd, right? Because they're a division leader, right? So they'll be 3rd. They'll be 3rd. They can't be 4th because the NFC. What is the NFC South got the 4th spot locked up? Whoever win that division got the 4th spot locked up.
Yeah.
So that's so right now is honestly the fight is between y'all's in reference to y'all division. Of course, like you said, it's going to either be 2nd or 1st. Let's be honest, 2nd or 1st, or 5th in y'all's situation. Right. And then for San Francisco, they would even be 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, depending on what Detroit does and what they do.
As a Cowboy fan, I wouldn't be mad if we got the 5th spot because that means we gonna either go to Tampa or New Orleans, and I think neither one of those teams gonna do
that easy road. I mean, hey, I'm quiet as kept CC. That's why I'm not too mad because if you down low, I'll take the easy road too.
I hope them Saints and Tampa Bay fans is listening because y'all is violating right now.
I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't mad. I'll take the easy road. I sure will. Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Fans is listening right now. Where you at, Mike? Where you at? You hear what they saying about? You hear what they saying right now, Mike? Where y'all at, man? Don't let them sit.
Yeah, let me take the easy road, man. Man, please, I will take that, man. If I can play the easy, yeah, like he say, play a Tampa Bay.
Big game though. You think going into the Caesar Superdome is an easy win?
No,
yeah, I think it'll be.
So for us, if we go,
did you see what happened last year
with who?
The Giants. My bad. But did you see what happened last year? The Giants in the 7th seed, like going to Minnesota and beating Minnesota. I think the teams that come in the 7th seed, they come in with momentum because they struggle to get in. Like the 5th, like that 4th seed, that division winner, we know what they're gonna be worth. I think that's a better matchup. I'm just saying, I think it's a better matchup all the way around. Like so you don't want a team with a lot of fire.
The only reason why I'm like I don't mind being low, but also at the same time, I still want that home field advantage too, though, because I don't want to go on the road. I don't want to go on the road. Yeah, I'd rather play. I'd rather play at home. Yeah, I'd rather play at home. In that aspect, but that's the only part. Everything else, I'm good with. Like, yeah,
I think if you're a championship team, you can win at home or road. So, I mean, home field is good, but I think like the Super Bowl ain't gonna be at home. That's gonna be on a neutral field. So, right. I mean, for me personally, for my Cowboys, if we can get up there, we can get up there to the Bay Area, because that's what the world want to see. No disrespect to the Eagles, but that's what the world want to see. America's team against the 49ers up there. They want to see that. So if we can get up there to San Francisco, to the Bay Area, look like that's where we're gonna have to go in order to get to the Super Bowl, or somebody gonna have to go there. So it's like I'd rather us go up there and handle business, but this time come with a whole different mindset. Like y'all can't keep pushing us around like that, man. We have to get y'all at some point.
You know what? I was open to San Francisco taking a back seat and potentially us having to go to Dallas, because I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up. I might have to sit up in get an OnlyFans page and with my eyes or something like that. But I'm pulling up if the Eagles, if the 49ers and Cowboys play, I'm pulling up to see that game. To go check that game out. So I was willing for that to happen, but I mean, if he's going to San Francisco, if San Francisco has to, let's go, G. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do, right? We
Don't start with that nonsense. I ain't pulling up nowhere. Stop
it. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? But that's you know what I'm saying, that's just one of those things. So
don't pull up and catch an L. Don't do that. Don't fool around and pull up and catch an L.
Those be the waste, man. Coming back from a loss, but oh my god, that's why I can't stand the term.
That's a long trip home. That's a long trip home. Pulling up on the
So it's one of those things. It is. It truly is.
Simmer down. Oh, really, G? That's how you feel? That's what we doing right now? Simmer down, bird. Okay. No, don't worry about it.
So it's one of those things, man. So but in any states, like we're right now, all our teams are sitting in a position. It's a jockeying, really jockeying. Of course, Philadelphia has the easier route, although we're ahead. But Philadelphia has the easiest route with two games against New York, one against Arizona. That looks easy. So all they can basically do is wait to trip up. They had their opportunity last night, kind of went sideways. And now, of course, Dallas and San Francisco, we have a game against. Next week is going to be telling. This upcoming week is going to be telling. Miami,
this is a big game. This is a big game this week. Yeah, these games are big this week. This big game.
The only thing that can happen to go awry is for Philadelphia to drop another one versus the Giants. Like that would be unheard of. So, but I mean, like they say, any given Sunday for the most part. Speaking of Sundays. Saturday, Sunday, Caleb Williams projected to be maybe the first round draft pick. If the Bears have the pick, are y'all switching Caleb Williams with Justin Fields, or do you think Justin Fields is did enough to earn another year?
Justin's gone.
I think they're gonna move away from Justin. I think they should move. I think Justin he goes somewhere else. I think he'll be a winner. I think. It's a couple of teams out there like Atlanta need a quarterback. He should probably, like that'll be an upgrade over Ritter and all them dudes. I think he should go down there somewhere else to play, man. Maybe like I told you before, I was sold on him going to New England. If Bill Belichick stayed in New England, go to New England, learn how to win, be a part of something, be a part of a winning team. But yeah, Chicago got him. They got to move on because like the GM and the coach. They haven't got to bring in their people collectively, so they got to move on from Justin Fields.
So I totally agree with you.
Is it Justin Fields' fault though? Because I mean,
no, it's not. No one's saying it's his fault. No one's saying it's his
game.
No one said that last game they had no.
As far as it could have, he could have won last week's game. And Justin, I think
it's not Justin Fields.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not Justin Fields' fault. They dropped. Dropped the ball that fell right in his lap. That could have won the game for him. He kicked the ball up and they got the interception off of that. But it's not Justin Fields' fault. When it's all said and done, it's the general manager who brought in no talent around Justin. Mm-hmm. There's no talent around and no offense. And hold on, not only that, you name one person, but not only that. He has no type of protection. This man has ran for his life for the entire duration he's been in Chicago. This man has ran for his life the entire time. They have not surrounded him with any type of protection. So, no, I don't blame Justin at all. Justin Fields, I truly believe, just like CC said, Justin is going, if Chicago ships Justin, which I feel they will, and he goes to a competitive team, Justin going to show y'all why he was Justin. He's going to show you that boy is a freakish athlete. I'm telling you, if he go to, like he said, if he was to go to a Minnesota, if he was to go to somewhere like he said, over out there in New England, if Bill stays, if he goes to somewhere like who else? Atlanta, big like CC said, that's the team I was trying to think of. What CC said, Atlanta, who needs a quarterback bad, Atlanta or Pittsburgh. If he go out Pittsburgh. Bro, I'm telling you, Justin, go to a team like that, y'all gonna see a whole new Justin. I guarantee you, when he got time, and protection, I promise you, Justin will be. Y'all be like, ooh, he's that dude. I truly believe
that's
man.
what he need. You know, but it's a business too. Like if you Chicago, it's a business. That's why they gotta, you know, like they gotta get the GM and the coach on the same page. Unless you go fire one, and I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the owner made the mistake by not bringing in a GM and letting the GM pick the coach. The owner made that mistake by hiring the coach before hiring the GM. So, you know, they got to work together. And I don't think neither one of them really sold on Justin. So Justin got to move. You got to move the quarterback. Like, if you want to keep those two, and, you know, the two top dogs, you got to get rid of Justin.
And it's sad to say that you got to move the quarterback, but when it's all said and done, like, they blaming the quarterback when he's really not at fault. He's not at fault, man.
So
but
what you got
to move on. You got to move on from
just it. Like so. When you take in consideration is LaDonna was asking, does Arizona need a quarterback? Right. So we just Kyler Murray just signed his
Trey and them guys were telling me, oh, he got DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. What team was y'all comparing that to? Saying that he had like Justin Fields had more weapons than what team? Like these guys can't catch. Like they dropping wide open passes.
But I mean, think how many players didn't jump out. Like it's plenty. Tony and Scantling dropping passes. Like everyone drops passes.
Do me this due diligence though, Trey. All the teams that's leading their conference, leading their divisions. Compare Justin Fields' surrounded talent to anybody that's leading their conference. Does he have anywhere close to much talent in anybody leading their conference or division? He don't. Right.
And Tampa Bay 7-7, and they lead in their division, and he don't have.
Tampa Bay has weapons.
No talent.
Exactly.
Tampa Bay really has weapons. They have a 1,000-yard receiver.
Exactly.
That's been a receiver since he came to the league. So, and that's under different quarterbacks. So
Mike Evans, right? Yeah. My point. Right. Justin don't have that. He has none of that. He has the Kmet is his top receiver.
So this is what CC has said, in which I can see. I continue to toil it over. Had Justin Fields been drafted instead of Trey Lance, would they be Super Bowl champions right now?
Would who be Super Bowl champions?
San Francisco.
Oh my God! It's always going back to this 49ers.
No, it's a legit question because this is what he said. They had a chance to draft him. Remember, I
did say that a few weeks ago. I did say that a couple of weeks ago, that if I'm telling you, if Justin Fields would have been drafted by the 49ers, y'all would have won. Kyle Shanahan would have been a Super Bowl championship coach already. He would have won already. Like, and when y'all took Trey Lance or whatever, y'all should have took Justin. Y'all would have won already.
That's fair.
I mean, I just say that because of his speed, and then like Debo was tough. Like y'all had Mostert, what's his name, Mostert, whatever his name is, man. Y'all had some weapons.
Yeah,
Ayuk
and Ayuk.
Yeah, Kittle.
And then and Kittle.
So when you look at it, right, coming down to it, another thing, like you just said earlier, you said the business aspect of it, right? So of course the business aspect is that now you got to pay Justin. So who's going to pay Justin? Is Justin a $40 million quarterback?
He is. He
gonna be worth it. The right team know what they're gonna get. Like if you really paying attention, if they really paying attention, they gonna see what they're gonna get. Don't let the record fool you, because that's in Chicago. I think, like I said, a better team, they'll know what to do with him, and a better coach, they already looking and seeing what they can do. They can see the potential, so they'll know what he'll be worth.
Hey, LaDonna, ask Trey. He'll tell you.
They've seen what they've seen is he was
South Dakota State or North Dakota State, whichever one.
He was an accomplished Division II quarterback that hadn't lost. He hadn't lost in high school. He was a big body and moved well. And so they
saw Black Carson Wentz, basically. They saw Black Carson Wentz.
They see Cam Newton. That's what they seen.
But that's like saying what's his name? That's like what's his name? Them saying Staley was a good Division III head coach. Like he was a good Division III coach or whatever, man. That's the same thing.
Bro, they did not see a Cam Newton in no Trey Lance.
I know, right? Like,
No.
not Cam
The
Newton.
big arm,
Cam
the
Newton.
big body. That's what they seen in Trey Lance.
Trey Lance ain't big. Trey Lance ain't the same size as Cam Newton.
He's not the same height, but he's a big compared to what was in the draft that
He's not
year.
big. He's not bigger than Justin Fields. He's not. No,
what,
he is.
both 6'3"?
No.
He's a bigger body than Justin Fields. He's not faster than Justin Fields, but he was a big body with speed.
Trey Lance got a. I don't know.
I'm about to I don't think so. I do not think Trey Lance was is that. I'm about to look right now. Don't worry. Oh, he is 6'4".
Yeah, Trey. I told you he's
6'4",
a bigger body.
6'4", 227.
He was a bigger body and he moved well for that speed. That's why I said they see a Cam. He was the Cam Newton they draft. All they draft. As we just talking about that whole draft class in quarterbacks is a bust currently. But he was.
They both. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, because Justin Fields is 6'3", 227. They the same weight. Same weight with Justin.
So they about the same.
Yeah, they same. But wasn't Cam Newton like 6'5"?
But Cam, that's what I'm saying. Cam Newton was like 250, man. He was bigger.
Well, I'm talking in comparison to that draft class. You got
Cam Newton was 6'5".
Zach Taylor, Mac Jones.
I think they was going more. I think everybody was trying to get on the whole Lamar Jackson train. Find somebody faster, a quarterback as quick, or Patrick Mahomes. I think they was going Patrick Mahomes style more so than a Cam Newton style. Everybody want the next Patrick Mahomes. It's a trend.
CC, Trey Lance was at North Dakota State, bro.
You
cannot compare him to Justin Fields. You can't compare him to Justin Fields. You can't compare him to Cam Newton out there when he was in Auburn. You can't even compare him to Patrick Mahomes.
Mac Jones.
Patrick Mahomes. You can't even compare him to Patrick Mahomes. He was in what, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Texas A&M,
Texas Tech.
Mahomes.
Texas Tech. Yeah, you can't compare him to him either. No, North Dakota State. Come on, bro.
I mean,
North Dakota State got y'all to the Super Bowl.
And remember, that's how they got Carson Wentz.
Yeah, he did. But
Carson Wentz. But I think Carson Wentz was better. They saw Carson Wentz play. Like, you ain't see a whole lot of Trey Lance. They didn't even have a lot of footage on Trey Lance.
That part. It's because of COVID. But it worked. It would have worked in one or two ways. Like, just like they had the footage, no one other team had the footage.
You sound like Shanahan. You sound like Shanahan and John Lynch, man. Y'all don't know when to just say y'all made a mistake. Like, y'all made a mistake by drafting the young man. That was it.
I said that. I mean, I tried to have my team. I tried not to drag them, and I specifically said that I was on record because I'm on record stating that the reason I said that we wasn't going to sit up and do that is because the draft stock they had put into him, and the fact that you moved on Justin Fields.
But you also
because
said
y'all replaced the first round draft pick with Mr. Irrelevant.
That part. And then you also said Trey Lance was better than Brock Purdy.
No, I did not.
Yes,
you did.
You
did say that.
Yes,
I remember you saying that last year.
You have to go back and find that. I never said that Trey Lance was better. I said he was better in. I said he was better in Kyle Shanahan's system because he's a running quarterback. That's why
But he wasn't. But he wasn't better in Kyle Shanahan's system.
Oh, he was frozen. He was better than Brock. His state is Brock Purdy had plenty of repetitions at Iowa State. So, you know what I'm saying? He's a D1 quarterback.
Iowa State, North Dakota State. You pick your boy.
I'm
just saying. Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. I'm just saying. Like CC said, y'all just couldn't own up to the fact that y'all put all y'all eggs in the basket.
They did it when they sent them on this package. They had to.
They needed.
They had to
pay him too.
Once Purdy proved that he had the job, like it was his job, you know what I'm saying? Like, but at first they were talking about, it's gonna be a quarterback battle. Like, why is there a battle when you already know Trey Lance is? It never should have been that. It never should have been no talk.
Especially the way Brock Purdy played the last few games in that. He went 8-1.
Right.
Brock Purdy was balling.
I get it, but you have to take in consideration Trey Lance was injured. He didn't have an opportunity. So it's like it would be the 49ers did that before, right? Take in consideration Alex Smith lost his job to Colin Kaepernick after he came off an injury. Colin Kaepernick got an opportunity to start, and he became hot. No, it's the same thing with the RPO and stuff like that. He was burning them. Alex Smith lost his job to him, or lost his starting job because he was injured. So that being said, they didn't want to do the same thing again. So they gave Trey Lance an opportunity to show that he was rightfully he was a rightful heir to this position, and he just didn't do what he needed to do to hold on to it. And Brock Purdy came. The situation, and you got to take into consideration, both of them were injured coming back into the coming back. So it was what I feel like
Brock Purdy was gonna win out though over Trey Lance.
Yeah, so basically, what ended up happening is that Brock Purdy showed that he, you know, what I'm saying I would feel that his repetitions in college was going to outplay him, and Trey Lance not really getting a foothold on anything, and that's in-state. That's what it was. Now, the question would have been, would Jimmy Garoppolo have been able to beat Brock Purdy out if Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't hell-bent on getting out of San Francisco?
Garoppolo wouldn't have been able to beat out Purdy because Garoppolo, I think he got too many injuries, man. You see how the Raiders benched him. He got benched for O'Connell in Vegas.
O'Connell, yeah, AD O'Connell. Yeah, true that. Yeah, so
he did. And this is my thing. I'm going back to that thing with CC. When you said about Justin Fields going to San Francisco if they hadn't taken Trey Lance, I'm gonna ask you this. I got one up on you. If they pick Justin Fields over Trey Lance, would there be a CMC in San Francisco?
No.
Christian McCaffrey. I think they still probably make that move for Christian McCaffrey just because they greedy and they trying to stack the deck. You see they pick up everybody. Like if you wait on somebody, you see they got trade deadline. They got Chase Young. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think they still would have picked him up. But
that is not what we did. Stack the deck? Are we really talking about stacking the deck?
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
if we talk about stacking the deck, really? Hey, even y'all, who did y'all pick? Y'all just picked up a linebacker in Philadelphia, didn't y'all? What's his name?
During the season. During the season, bro.
Yeah, they picked up what's his name? I forgot his name, but he came from the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talking about stacking the deck and Leonard. I mean, actually, it is Leonard. Y'all talking about stacking the deck? Really? That's what y'all gonna sit here and talk about? We stack the deck?
Y'all do.
No, I mean, y'all stack it. Like that McCaffrey move was a great move.
It was,
but it was. You know, but it ain't. But what I'm saying, like if y'all would have had Justin Fields and a Christian McCaffrey, y'all deadly. I think. Like I told you, Trey, you already know my opinion. Y'all gonna run out of gas in the playoffs again. Like y'all ain't gonna win a Super Bowl. Like you know. That's just where I'm at with it. I think, and he know why I say that. It's the coach. It's nothing to do with the players more so than the coach with the ego. Shanahan loves to show. That's why he got Purdy hurt last year. He loved to try to show up to other teams' coaches and show how great of a coach he is. If he go out there and just use his resources, he'll win. But
so I
know him. He like to come out with some fancy stuff. He gonna come out, fancy.
I agree with LaDonna. Basically, we probably would have kept Mossert had we did.
Maybe.
But you got to also take in consideration everyone that McDaniels basically picked up people who he was coached when he was the offensive coordinator. Wilson,
right?
Mossert, like I mean, that's basically what it was. They had Breida at one point. He was another 49er that he coached until they moved Breida to New York and picked up Wilson. So so that's.
But that's what he. But I think that's I think that's what he should do, right? Like pick up some of the players that basically. A lot of coaches do that, right? Take some players.
What's his name? Ryan's.
A lot of the newer coaches. It's the same thing that what's the coach down there in Indianapolis? He came from Philly, but he got Gardner Minshew on his roster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was with Minshew in Philly. Yeah, I think that works out sometimes for the right coaches, but it hasn't worked out for the other McDaniels, right? The Josh McDaniels, right? Like it just haven't worked out from him leaving New England or whatever, and trying to take players that he coached in New England. It ain't worked for him. Twice it hasn't worked for him, but I think some coaches, they have an idea of what they which direction they want to go. Look at McDaniels down there in Miami. A lot of the players, I mean, besides Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, certain players, but look, he on the defensive side of the ball, he got a couple people that played in the division against him. You know what I'm saying? He got Jalen Ramsey. I forgot the other guy's name, but he bring pieces over from, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I played against these guys, so let me get them. I see them all the time. Good move.
So transition a little bit. We're going to actually get into a conversation that you've been willing to have or wanted to have for a little bit. But before we get into that, why is it so much disdain and hate because we wanted to raise a championship banner? I mean, that's what champions do, right?
Are we talking about this Laker thing again, the tournament?
We are the division, the tournament, in-season tournament champions. It's a championship. Why is it so much disdain? Because we want to raise a banner to solidify that.
Because one, it's the Lakers, man. I think if it was any other team, let's just keep it real. If it was the Atlanta Hawks, if it was the Indiana Pacers, I think they played the Pacers in the finals. If it was the Pacers or anybody, we wouldn't. But that's not what LA is about. Like, that's not the kind of championships. That's not the kind of championships that the Lakers are about, and you know that. That's why they're gonna get some hate for that, man. You gotta understand, like you hoisted, an in-season tournament. Granted, it's the first one, but put a plaque on the wall or something. But don't, you raise it. Stop it. You putting that up there with. I mean, nah. I think for a Laker organization, y'all better than that. I think that's what everybody's saying is that, hey, have y'all been reduced to that? Is that y'all new standard now in season tournaments? I mean,
it's just so happy. I mean, it's looking like that because they ain't won the game since they won the damn tournament. Like, golly, come on, man.
I'm just saying, like, is that the message that we want to send with the GOAT James? Is that the message we want to send? Is that, hey, we went from
is this his kingdom?
I'm just saying.
I mean,
it's the Lakers, man. Come on, man, y'all better than that. I mean, it's like if the Celtics would have won the tournament, I don't think they would have been hanging the banner. I don't think they would have even cared. I mean, just in honor of Red Auerbach, they probably wouldn't even thought about a banner. Like, I'm not raising a banner. Like, I'm not even making a banner. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let the people get their bread and go on about your business, man. It's an in-season tournament. Like colleges play in-season tournaments, and they not raising no banners. I don't, what I'm saying? I ain't never seen UConn in the middle of the season raise a banner. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So when y'all go, when y'all gonna admit that that's where y'all gonna be for a little while, I guess. Like,
what in the word diminished a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, it's LA, and even though that it's LA. So what I believe is that we're going to. I mean, it's LA, so we're going to at some point we're going to find the bridge.
But do you see Western Conference Finals? Do you see Western Conference Finals this year like last year? Last year y'all was playing like y'all supposed to be playing. That's what I'm saying. Y'all supposed to be playing for chips. Y'all ain't supposed to be playing. Western Conference Finals. That's as close as coming to the chip without, other than getting in the finals and losing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But y'all can't close.
I would have thought how they was playing in the tournament. That was the trajectory. But I mean. You got different teams right now. Minnesota is on one.
I think the difference is
Clippers are too.
That tournament was just one game. You got to win 4 games. Like, you got to win 4 games against any of them teams. Like, you ain't just got to win 1 game. You got to win 4 games against those. Yeah, you got to win 4 games a series.
I mean. What? Like you said, true enough, it's a single game. It was a tournament.
Remember when the first round was 5 games?
Yes.
you think it was more competitive in the first round at 5 games, or do you like the 7 game? Like I was thinking about that, like it was some memorable game 5s that you seen play, and it was some, like some, in my mind, like some tougher competition, like at times. I know why they moved to,
best 5.
Yeah, in the first round only though. Like the first round when it was 5 games, like I think it was tougher, and it sped things up. It seemed like everything's slow now when it comes to the NBA playoffs. It's like it's been that way for some years now, but I don't think LeBron James ever played in a game 5, like in a 5-game series, right? Like since he's been in the league, it's been 7 the whole time, right?
Yes.
Because those 5 games used to be crucial. Remember Spurs and Lakers, Derek Fisher with the shot at point. I ain't even know you could get a shot off in 0.4 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, you can't now. If it's 0.3, it was different. 0.4, you can get it off in 0.4. And walk right off the court. So last night, of course. Well, let's get to this first. No, I'll go this way first. Last night, James Harden, 18 consecutive points in the fourth quarter in a thrashing of the Indiana Pacers with winning the game 151-127. That is very LeBron-esque, Saoirse versus the Detroit Pistons. Are the Clippers a problem in your opinion? Do we have a problem in the Clippers organization now?
I think I told you off the camera when we were talking last week, but yeah, I think the Clippers, they coming, man. Like I think they figuring it out as long as Kawhi is healthy, they good. They don't need Harden, they don't even need Paul George. As long as Kawhi is healthy, they gonna make an impact. I just think that they figuring out how to play with James Harden, because Westbrook not getting no playing time now. Like Westbrook playing time has suffered, but it looked like it's working out. They starting to win games. I think they done won 9 of the last 11 or something. Like I think they winning. So I think that's working. You stick with what's working. I don't like the James Harden move. I think it's going to cost them. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that move is going to bite them in the playoffs. I think it's going to be a problem in the playoffs when you have to guard somebody. He can't guard nobody, and he don't make big plays.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as long as you got Kawhi, you got a shot.
Okay, so tonight versus the New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, you have the reemergence, the introduction of Ja Morant back into the Grizzly organization as he has served his 25-game suspension. He back and ready to play for a hobbled Memphis squad. I'm very sure we're gonna have this conversation in reference to who's up next. I would think that I haven't heard your list yet, but I would think that Ja is on that list. What do you think about this upcoming game? Minutes restriction, or you think it's going to go as it is, or is it a little too much being made for this because the Memphis Grizzlies are currently struggling?
I think it's going to be good for Memphis. I think it's going to give him some juice. He's going to come back to play. I don't think they're going to be real. Like, I'd be shocked if they're competitive tonight. But, like with him back, they'll start to be competitive, and you'll start to see that they not going to make. I don't think they're going to make the even play-in tournament. They might, but I think he gonna add some juice to him. He going to add some life to him that they haven't had. I think he ready to play. He sounded like he ready to play. But I think the Pelicans and all those teams, they too far ahead right now for him to really have a strong impact on the team that's already missing a lot of other players.
So, with that being said, your next up list is Ja Morant on your next up list.
He on the list, but he got some work to prove. I just think with Memphis, he on the list, but the Memphis team not on the list. They always, for me, they, the last couple of seasons before this one, I felt like they was pretty good, but they was overrated. I never felt like they could win a championship with the players that they have. I think they gotta, like if you want to keep Ja Morant there, you got to get better players. You gotta somehow get, you got to get Ja Morant AD or somebody. You got to get him some. I mean, you feel what I'm saying? You got to get somebody else in there. I like Jackson. What's his name? Jared Jackson or whatever. But that's not enough, man. You got to get somebody. You got to get another dog. A dog like Ja Morant that want to win. You know what I'm saying? Like he try to keep his team up and call them all dogs, but we know they're not all dogs when it comes to playing meaningful playoffs. You saw that last year in the playoffs, and you saw that the year before. They going home at some point. I don't know who you can get, but Ja Morant, you need to put some other people there. The better team for me, the Kings, man. Those young Kings, they got next. The Kings got next. Watch out this year.
So, if I was to ask you for 10 players on who's next, no particular order, unless you or a guy like that where you can put an order, what would be the names in which you would give me? 10 up next.
I just said the Kings, so I'm giving you 2 names off the Kings that I feel they got next, and the first one is De'Aaron Fox. Okay, I know everybody want me to say. I know they want me to say Sabonis, but no, I think the Keegan Murray, man, he gonna be that young man gonna be awesome. Like, did you see what he did the other night? 12 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying? Set a Kings record, hit 11 straight of them, 11 straight threes. I think, those are my 2 that I picked. The Gilgeous Alexander. I think the Clippers. Okay. Yeah, I think the Clippers made a mistake by, giving him up. And then, you see what OKC them put around them with all them draft picks for Paul George. And then I look at Chet Holmgren. I didn't know he was going to be as good as he is. But, yeah, so that's 2 off the same squads. So I ain't even got to Anthony Edwards, though, Trey. Like, Anthony Edwards, he definitely got next. If he can stay out of trouble off the court,
comments and stuff like that. Yeah,
if he can stay out of trouble off the court, then he'll be all right. But he'll great. I think he's gonna be a great player. He already a good player. He's gonna be a great player here in the next couple of years. I think he only like 23 or 24 or something. He's still like these people are young when you think about it. Then if we look at if we move around, you got to look at the Orlando Magic. Suggs, man. I like Suggs. I like Banchero. Huh?
I said you like Suggs?
Yeah, I like Suggs, Banchero, and Wagner. They got 3 people. They got a core. Like, to me, they got if they keep them together right, then they already got they 3 like the Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? They already got they Clay, Steph, and Draymond pretty much at an earlier clip, not just in, like already, in my opinion, the Magic have that. And Halliburton, man, what can you say about Halliburton? Like, did anybody know he was going to be that good?
So evidently not. So when you look at it, let's pause your list for a second. He was in Sacramento with Aaron Fox. Well, technically, De'Aaron Fox and I believe what's his name was there as well. We just was talking about. So they were in. So I think they gave him up. I mean, but Sabonis, the Halliburton Sabonis trade, I think it was is Halliburton better than Sabonis? I mean, do you give that up? I think they righteously so. They pulled the trigger when they should have. But Halliburton, he was drafted, and I think they seen something in him in Sacramento. They just thought that they could have got more from Sabonis than they did Halliburton. And I think it was an even trade in state.
Yeah, it was real even. It was an even trade. I like Bridges, but the one for the Nets, not the one for the Hornets. Like, the one for the Hornets, but you know what I'm saying.
If he hadn't got in trouble, he might have to keep up with his brother. But I don't know.
Yeah, like Bridges for the Nets. I think he up and coming, man. Actually, him and what's his name, Dinwiddie playing together. They making a difference. Along with Cam Thomas, they making a difference. Like you got all these young players. That's why I say, man, everybody. We always talk about the favorites trade, like like we know the experience gonna always be around somewhere. But I think these young players this year, I think they're gonna take steps to come up. I also like RJ Barrett is still relatively young. I think he's just hitting the 25 curve, and I think he's gonna be real good for the Knicks come playoff time, where you go see they probably gonna be they downfall gonna be what's his name, Julius Randle again, the old head, I should say, because I think Julius Randle like the old head on the team now. So I think he's gonna be their downfall.
What's good,
but
Dale?
I do think I think that trade worked out. Halliburton, he might play better than Sabonis, but I think that trade worked out.
Personnel wise, yeah, it helps for personnel because the personnel shifts is different now. So Halliburton may be better than Sabonis, but I think Sabonis fits into that system fine as Halliburton fits into the system in Indiana.
Right, and I like if you want to talk San Antonio, I like what's his name, Vassell. I think he on the wrong team, to be honest. Because San Antonio definitely not trying to win. You don't know. I don't know where that's going to put Wemby. Like Wemby's supposed to be this great prospect, but losing like this can't be good for the soul. Like
I think I think they're going to bring in some veteran help this offseason. I think they're already looking ahead to see potentially. I don't know. I haven't taken a look to see who are the potential free agents coming up, or who may be wanting to make moves and be on the move or be. But that's something to take a look at, I guess. For San Antonio to bring in some help to assist Victor Wembanyama in the offseason. So far I haven't heard the Lucas, the Giannis's, or they're not.
Okay. Giannis been in the league 10 years, man. Like he's
okay,
not.
You're right. You're so right. You're right. You're right.
Like Giannis been in the league 10 years. Like he doing his thing right now. I'm saying the up and comers like Luka. This is why I don't say Luka. Luka playing for the Dallas Mavericks. I'm just saying, like. That stalled his progress. I think he reached his ceiling already when he went to the Western Conference Finals a couple of years ago with that Dallas Mavericks squad. I think that's it for Luka. He gonna put up points. Don't get me wrong. He gonna ball, but as far as being in a championship picture in Dallas, that was it. Unless they make some drastic changes.
Where do you think Luka can go to bust through the ceiling?
I think somewhere like, to be honest, Golden State needs some changing of the guard. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They getting old, so I can see Luka probably going over there with Steve Kerr or something. I think Steve Kerr get the most out of him. Like after, of course, the whole Draymond and Clay regime. I think if you're looking to rebuild and you want to keep Steph Curry playing a little bit longer, then you make a move, like you try to make a power move for like a Luka or something, and not a Chris Paul. I think he could. I think because he'll still be like, I think he'll be the best player on the Golden State Warriors team, and that's all he need. I think he'll be the best player in Golden State, even though he say he want to stay in Dallas. Truth is, I think if Golden State could pull something like that off, man, imagine how tough they'll be with him and Steph Curry. They already suffered on the defenses end, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, that'll be a good fit. And we can't forget about the Houston Rockets. They got a whole lot of young players, right? Seguin, they got Jalen Green. Man, they got too many to name when you start thinking about the Rockets. Dylan Brooks is like.
I was about to say, do we include Dylan Brooks in there? Is he still up and coming?
Dylan Brooks. And then, I think Van Vliet is only like he the elder on that team, right? He the oldest. I think Van Vliet is like the oldest you got. So they got a young team, and they got a coach that already proved that he can take teams far. So I think what Udoka gonna do with all this year, But next year they're gonna be tough. Like they'll really have next. Who am I missing? I'm trying to think.
What about the Denver squad? MPJ,
well, the Denver squad.
Brown.
You can't even say they got next. Those guys are already like they now. like Denver is the now, and I think they got a good chance of trying to repeat, right? I think they got a good chance of trying to repeat. But look at Detroit, man. Detroit been disappointing, right? But they got some players, man. Like, and I don't know
Wiseman.
I don't know if they tanking or what, but they got some players like with the Ivy. I think if they might have to try to move some of those players, Ivy and Thompson. Man, they got some names. And even look at Wiseman. Wiseman is better than Wiseman better in Detroit than he was in Golden State. Like that's.
But he didn't get a chance in Golden State. Kevin Looney has that locked up.
But he better than I was like, man, Wiseman pretty good. But as far as a team, maybe they just learning to play together. I don't know, or maybe they're gonna be just. I mean, it's unusual for a Detroit Pistons team. You can't say they're gonna be that sorry, right? Maybe they got to move some players around or something to get the most out of these guys. But they got some guys. I think they just. I think they got too many people that do the same thing. Like, okay, I think they went all wings. And I don't understand why you pretty much went all guards and wings like that. Like, with just Wiseman. You went all wings with Wiseman. I don't understand your plan to compete with the Giannis's and the Porzingises. Like y'all got some players, on the East in the Eastern Conference that's different. What
about Mobley?
Well, I was gonna get to the Hornets, right?
Okay.
Ball just don't stay healthy enough for me. Like I would love to see him healthy, just to see what he can really do. Hornets right now they struggling because they still leaning on what's his name. He kind of older now. I forgot his name, but they still leaning on him to. What's that?
Who is it? Rozier or PJ?
Rozier, and they leaning on Rozier and what's his name? Hayward to do anything. And they, it's like Ball just ain't showed his presence and stuff yet. And I think he can spread. Like, I don't know. LaMelo looked like he was gonna be real good one minute, man, but he just I don't know. The Ball brothers in general, like they health issues kind of took, like they daddy was hyping him up so much. You know what I'm saying? Like injuries to shut LeVar up. It ain't been his son's play or lack of play or whatever. It's been the injuries that shut LeVar up. So maybe they get healthy. Maybe they come back. I feel bad for the Bridges that was on the Hornets because I thought he had like extreme potential. He was already pretty good, but now he out of there. Like personal life pretty much taking him out of the game. But I don't know. I seen a couple of other players. I can't remember his name, but he played for the Miami Heat.
You talking about Jaime Jaquez?
Yeah, I think Jaquez. Yeah,
I thought LA was.
I was gonna say Jaquez, but yeah, him.
Jaquez. So I thought LA was gonna get their hands on him, and it just didn't happen. I watched him play at UCLA. He held UCLA down during some of those tournaments to keep him, but definitely one of those situations. So I was about to ask about Miami. I didn't hear Cleveland. I didn't hear Portland.
Cleveland just makes bad decisions, right? Like at first last year, I thought the whole Donovan Mitchell move was a good move, but I think it's a hindrance to. I think the Donovan Mitchell move is a hindrance to the growth of the Mobley and the Garland. Now that you've seen it for a full season, and then this year, I think it's a hindrance to their growth process. So I don't know. I think they would be a better team and a better fit if Mitchell wasn't there at this point. You know what I mean? Or Mitchell got to learn. For me, Mitchell. If he passed the ball more, like if he passed the ball more, then I think they'll really take off if you can get him to buy into the fact that enough hero ball, pass the ball to these young dudes. Because you got some young players that's good, and y'all could probably win some meaningful games if if you can get Mitchell to pass the ball. But now you see why Utah really wasn't trying to keep him all that much, and they was, you know what I'm saying, willing to part with him and not try to match offers and stuff because Mitchell, you know, and maybe that's what maybe that was the conflict between him and Rudy Gobert right there. You know, like, you know, they weren't on the best of terms coming down the stretch at the end. So maybe that's it right there. But I'm starting to see a different Donovan Mitchell where it's like, man, I thought you wanted to win. Like, you don't even use your teammates. Like, that's got to be frustrating to them young dudes that can ball. Like, hey, they need the ball too.
And Portland, Simmons, Scoot.
Yeah, I didn't mention them.
Yeah,
this is why I didn't mention them. This is why I didn't mention them. Their problem is right now they having organizational problems. So you can't have next. Like, for me, you can't have next if your team not gonna be in contention for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna be in contention. Like the way that Portland been running that organization lately. No knock against Chauncey Billups. I know that he only like in his third year coaching or something. He ain't really been a coach. But I'm talking organizational wise. They let Dame hold them hostage. I think he set them back a few years. So if you add the years it's gonna take for them to develop the players that they got, unless they make some real veteran changes or something, or change their philosophy or something, and then you add, you know, them just having to come together, and so you're looking at about 5 years for Portland to really be, you know. So I don't consider that next. Like, that's a half a decade, you know. Like, like these teams I'm talking about, they either competing right now, or they gonna compete, or they got the potential to compete within the next year or two. I mean, you know, realistically, like, you know, like 3 years is the curve pretty much. 5 years, yeah. I think Portland is a long way away. And like I said, there's no knock against Chauncey. That's an organizational pitfall right there.
And so when you look at it, of course, there was a lot of teams in which you in here, but those are teams that don't necessarily, they're still like veteran-laden teams, of course. The Boston Celtics, you said Brooklyn is kind of young. The 76ers, the Raptors, of course, the Clippers, Lakers, Suns.
Tyrese Maxey, man. That guy, yeah. I forgot to mention him, Maxey, man. Young bro got ball, man. Like, if y'all haven't gotten to see Tyrese Maxey play, man, and he making Joel Embiid better. I just wonder if that's going to hold up, you know, because he making Joel Embiid better. By him taking some of the pressure off Embiid, is making Embiid better. I wonder if they can do that in the playoffs, or, you know, or is Embiid still going to be the same all the way across the board? We talk, like, real quick, the veteran teams, you know, they go like the Boston Celtics. Jason, even though their ages are young, 26, 27 or something, the core of that team, the Tatum and the Brown, man, but they've been there and done that already. Like at this point, are they gonna win a championship, or are they just gonna forever be? Are we gonna forever just say they contenders? Because you know, like, it's the same thing with them. Like they should be able to get over the hump, or they should have been over the hump by now. In my opinion, that's my opinion for that squad. But it is what it is, right? Maybe their ceiling was losing to Golden State in the finals. Maybe that's, you know. I mean, last year.
I was about to say, is it possible to break through that ceiling? Do you think Boston is geared and ready to go ahead and finally get through that and take their place amongst the champions again? Last year they've been taken out by Miami. The year before that, losing to Golden State. Year before that. So what is it about Boston that keeps on? They're there, but they're not getting over the hump.
I think it's. I think for me, it's one thing after the other with them. Like, they don't put the right role players in position. Like, you haven't won yet with Al Horford, but you still got him on your roster. I mean, it's time to move off to Al Horford. I'm serious. It's time to move off. I mean, you thinking I think bringing Porzingis there is going to help him if he can stay healthy. He's had health issues since he's been in the league. He injury prone. Look at I think Drew Holiday was a good move. I think some of the moves they made was good, but my problem is you still gonna be relying in the playoff situation when your rotation get tight. Al Horford is still gonna be in your rotation. That's gonna be a problem. Like, that's gonna be your problems right there. The Al Horfords, and what's his name? I like him. He played pretty good. What's his name? White or whatever. Like those dudes gonna be your Achilles heel when you really need buckets and they can't get you a bucket. Like, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Like for the Celtics they're gonna be singing the same old song. Like before they had Marcus Smart, who had that problem. He was real good, kind of running the offense, playing defense, but man, he can't make a shot when you need a shot. Like, you know, like you rely on Brown too much. They play too much one-on-one in the playoffs. It's either Tatum or Brown all game long. Like, then they dish here and there, and those dudes can't make wide open shots. Like when they wide open, I see the same problem that they run into. Because everybody seemed to think Drew Holiday is going to change that, but you've seen Drew Holiday since they won the championship in Milwaukee, and you saw what Jimmy Butler did to him last year. I mean, I'm just saying, like Drew Holiday, I like him, he can play, but
he's 33 years old. He can't.
But he missed some wide open shots too, though. But he missed some shots like that he shouldn't miss in crucial moments of a game. Milwaukee, they gonna be tough again, man. But all them other teams, like it's gonna be the same teams: Philadelphia, Milwaukee, and Boston in the East. Like those three one of those three gonna end up coming out. Maybe never underestimate Miami. I was wondering what move could Miami make before a trade deadline or something to make them, to make them a contender. Like that's what I was wondering. What could Miami do to make them a contender? I haven't figured that out yet, but
they have to come off Conley. They're trying to move Hero regardless. Do you think? I know this conversation in reference to Jordan Clarkson. Do you think him to Miami is a difference?
Yeah and no. I think regular season and stuff like that. Yeah, he'll make a difference. And I just don't see. I don't see Clarkson meshing well with their leader, Butler. For Butler, man, you need somebody just a little bit more blue collar and just a little bit more, like really, yeah. I think, if you're gonna get a Clarkson, you can keep what you got. Like, I think you need somebody else with a little bit more bite. Like, I don't know who that is yet, but they need to have the mentality of a Jimmy Butler that we can take this. You know what I mean? Like we can actually take this from like Miami snatched those dudes' heart last year. They took Milwaukee heart last year. They took Boston heart last year. I mean, I just think they were snatching hearts. Like they could snatch them again.
Yeah.
Like, but not how they construct it right now. They need another player. They need somebody that Jimmy Butler could say, "Hey, yeah, let's go do this."
Draymond Green.
Like Draymond will be a good fit. Like, because I think under Spoelstra and Pat Riley, I think they'll know how to use them. It'll definitely bring a little bit of toughness to him.
I was about to say, is it fair to call Draymond in the essence of the Dennis Rodman-esque type player now?
Right. And I think somewhere like Miami, he'll help Adebayo, for real, like, and I think Draymond role would change, but I don't know if Draymond would be willing to change his role a little bit, where it's not so much as a facilitator at times that he is on Golden State, where it's more of a, man, we're going to need you just to play some great defense and rebound and stay in these dudes' heads pretty, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think they can turn, I think Miami could turn Draymond into a 9-10 rebound, 11 rebound per game player. I mean, seriously, I think he got it in him. I think he just played the role that he got to play on Golden State. You know what I mean? Like the man is a 4-time champion. I won't take that away from him. I still dispute that Hall of Fame. I'm always gonna say that too. But I still think, like they could get something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of that, shout out, what's going on? Reed, I'll at you, bro. So what did you think about the players? I ain't gonna say of yesteryear, players that probably still have a little something in the tank that now they have been quote unquote reduced to playing overseas. Of course, a new one just got added to that roster as now Cousins is signed and playing in Tawan now. Of course, we have Dwight Howard that went overseas, and then you have other ones that are overseas. Marbury resurrected his career overseas. What do you think about that when you look at it? Is it a diminishment to their legacy, or is it just an extension of their legacies?
I think is go get that paper. I think it's an extension of whatever you did. The NBA don't want you no more. You ain't got no job in the NBA. Like, they're not beating down you. You still want to play. You still want to play, and you still want to make money doing what you love. Is opportunities overseas. Like, Marbury went over there and became like a champion. Like, Marbury was considered here. So Marbury more of a legend in China than he is in the United States. I mean, I think it has its benefits, right? Like, not to be funny or nothing, but we knew the whole Dwight thing was a joke. Like, he went over there, he was just way, like, his size was just way. You know, I seen like one or two dudes of his size over there, you know what I'm saying, playing. So I think he was like Wilt Chamberlain over there, you know. So I think Boogie Cousins, I think it's good for Boogie. He still want to play and he want to prove he can play. But his time in the NBA is pretty much up. I mean, I don't even think they'll sign him as a two-way player or a 10-day contract or nothing in the NBA unless something serious happens, you know, like, unless it's a depletion of players. I think it's too many young players now with that I feel like teams feel like got better attitudes now.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. He went
over there, resurrected his career, went over there, became a problem, won a couple of championships while over there, continued his brand while over there. And so now, I mean, it is what it is. Like you said, he did exactly that. Now I'm very sure there's other American players that are over there that we hear lesser names of. Of course, now, like I said, add Cousins to the list, Dwight to the list. I think the conversation, one thing, going into the NBL, we'll see. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but Shaquille O'Neal's son is on his way, or has been talking about him going to the NBL, playing it over in Australia. So it's players over there. Let's not get it twisted. They're names that we know here, but they already have players that are over there that are probably pretty prominent as well. So it's just a matter if they can go over and dominate in those aspects, of which is plenty of players that tend to do that here and there. So definitely something to take into consideration. It comes down, like you said, because I was wondering if I was in that position, would I do that as well? And I guess, like you said, if you got to make money, if you're trying to make money and the league don't want you no more in any way, form, or fashion, you got to do what you got to do.
And unfortunate that a lot of these guys that we're talking about, it wasn't because they got older and they couldn't play the game anymore or something. It's pretty much purely based on attitudes and, you know, and other stuff. The reason why, yeah, I think no doubt Boogie Cousins was out there. You know, like, no team once you get the word out that he's bad for the locker room, you ain't coming back to no locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like, pretty much, I think that's what happened. Remember, that's what happened with Marbury. You know, he's a bad teammate. He ain't coming back. I mean, you know, what we know. I'm just saying, like, in a lot of cases, that's what happens. You know, some of them, they feel like they can't play no more. But I think Boogie still has something to give to the game.
Yeah, he was contributing. And when he played, that's what, a year or so ago, he was a contributor. 16 points off the bench, holding the team down, and then disappeared. He's out of there. Right. All right, last conversation before we get up out of here. The Phoenix Suns project. Is it time to close the door on that and just let them play ball and just wait, or is there still some light at that tunnel?
You know, everybody always, wherever KD go, they always be like, "Oh, they got a favorite. They got a chance to win a championship." You ain't seen that yet.
You know what?
I mean, the closest you seen was like what? Brooklyn made it to Eastern Conference Finals or something. I'm just saying, like, when people gonna realize that KD won 2 championships because he was a part of a great team, the Golden State Warriors. Golden State went on to win without him. He has not went on to do anything without them. it's one of those things. By now, KD should be like, he should be looking at Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors more like, hey, y'all still want to hang with old Eddie Kane? I mean, you know what I'm saying? He should want to go back for real. You know, nights like this, I wish, like for real, like I'm just saying, he should want to go back there. I'm just putting that out there. Like, yeah, KD just, and he's not gonna get it done in Phoenix. No matter who you had, you know, Bill. I think Bill hurt again. I saw Bill came back, and then I saw him land on the court again. But Booker, I like Booker. I like Booker on the offensive end. But, man, you got this whole squad, and none of them can play defense. None of them staple is playing defense. So you're not going to stop anybody. You can't outscore everybody. I mean, your shot going to be off every now and then. That's why defense is important. When your shot not falling, you got to be able to at least stop the other team at least one possession. And I don't see the Suns being able to do it. No Kevin Durant team outside of the Warriors has ever been able to do it. So, yeah, I think I like Kevin Durant as far as, like, man, you done put up your numbers. And he never going to give you anything other than 27 to 30 points a night. The same, you know, even though he scored points and it looked effortless, it's boring. It's like he never gonna hit you with the 50 piece. He never gonna hit you with. I mean, he never do triumphant things that most champions do. He just stay mid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're gonna get 27 to 30 points from Kevin Durant, no matter what, playoffs or otherwise. So my last words is this: Phoenix. Everybody had high hopes for Phoenix this year. Yeah. I was never high on him since they made the move, since he came over there. I told you they won't win. Booker, if Booker wants to win something, then he might want to think about trading in that Phoenix Sun uniform.
Could Booker in Miami work?
Now Booker in Miami would be, that'll be lights out, because
that's the part that would be the piece that you were speaking of.
Now, see, something like that would really put them over the hump. I like the Draymond move to Miami, but something like a Booker going there, that'll change the whole Eastern Conference. Like it would change. I mean, you have to look at it. That would change the whole Eastern Conference as far as how teams approach the game. I mean, especially with Jimmy Butler. Oh yeah, it'll make a whole difference. Like that'll be what the young people be saying these days. That'll be a whole mood right there, right? A whole vibe on his own. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole vibe. But Booker should seriously think about doing something like that. You know, like long term, because it's not gonna work in Phoenix.
We greatly appreciate y'all tapping in this morning. Of course, like I said, I had a little something to get off my chest this morning. Not so much. As I watched and looked at, thought about some things last night, I was like, you know what? It's okay. Things are going to be okay. Still 3 games left in the NFL. 3 weeks still to play, in which we'll see how all things tend to pan out. Some tough games coming up this week. NBA games going on. At some point, we'll get to talking about the college landscape. Now, how that's going on, men's and women. So that's that course that's coming up. So just continue to stay tuned. Greatly appreciate y'all rocking with us. Coach, any last words before we get up out of here?
Man, it's the holiday season. Everybody enjoy yourselves, man. Like, I hope y'all enjoying yourselves. Those that's off and those that's still grinding, keep grinding.
Of course, always love to hear. We sure see y'all later before the season's out. We got the Christmas NBA games coming up. I wonder, is that going to be insightful and entertaining or what? So from us to y'all, enjoy your week. It's Tuesday, just 3 more days, or I guess you could say games, 3 more games in this week, and then you'll be having a short rest and at it again. Till next time, peace. Y'all enjoy your day.